Midi track. What's the difference? So, they're two very different pieces of information that a computer is going to look at. Okay, so when we look at an audio track, what we are going to see are actual sound waves, right? A chart that's going to represent the actual sound, right? So if I open up this drum track, what you'll see is a wave, right, that represents the sound. So that means this is an audio track. If I look at the bass part I see the same thing, right? Shape's a little different, but it's still a sound wave, right, representing the sound there. What we have in the instrument track, though, is something a little bit different, right? So when I double click on it now, I don't see a wave. What I see are these rectangles. So these rectangular boxes represent notes, just like we talked about in the last video, right? So it tells me a pitch, right, how high or low a sound is, but it also tells me how long the note is, right? So this is MIDI notation, these little rectangles. This is how a computer understands music. This is one of the ways we use to write on a computer. Okay, now there's one really important detail we have to take note of if we start moving things around. Okay, and that is this. All right, if I take a MIDI region and I move it down into an audio track, what you'll notice is it's now grayed out. The computer in this track is looking for audio information. I've just put a MIDI region in that track, so it doesn't know what to do with it. It grays it out, and now it won't play it. So if I bring it back up to the MIDI track, it's good again. Well, the same holds true for the audio track. If I take an audio region and I move it up into this instrument track, which is a MIDI track, it's going to gray out. It doesn't know what to do with it. So it's very important if we start moving things around, right, that audio information only goes in audio tracks, MIDI information only goes in MIDI tracks. Now, if I take this other drum track and I move it into the other audio track, it's okay, because it's still an audio track and an audio region. I just can't put it in the MIDI track, the instrument track. All right, so again, audio tracks will look like a little sound wave. MIDI tracks will have the rectangles for the notes. Okay, and that's how you can kind of tell them apart.